right. Get
Okay.
it
I have to
ready.
rip the Band-Aid off. Okay.
You do.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Hot Off the Mess. I am your host, Samantha Bush. And honestly, I don't know if I've ever been so excited to have a guest on. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. She's my friend, my soulmate, my sister, my favorite Elvis impersonator, the funniest girl in the world, the mother of Blue, Gracie.
Oh my God. Like, I put that on repeat for the rest of my life.
I mean, it's going out into the world. Like, you can listen to that whenever you want.
It will be. It'll be
Wherever
my
you
ringtone.
stream your podcasts.
Spotify.
Oh, is that where you listen? I always wonder where people listen.
I did Apple Podcasts for a while, but it's just, that's where the people leave the comments. That's why I do Spotify. It's a friendly environment over there.
Yeah. Apple's tough. So Gracie and I have been friends for how long? 16?
I think 6 years now. Because Will and I have been together for 7 years. And I think we met when I was like a year and a half with Will.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were definitely together. I'm very invested in that relationship. We can talk about it at any time. But so Gracie, I've been trying to get her on this podcast since the beginning of time. And she's an avid listener. She's a great friend of the pod. And every time I say, hi, everyone, she gets like so crazy. So we like to pretend on our phone calls that it's a podcast. It's really crazy.
I sound like a psychopath. I mean, it's truly the craziest experience because, like, obviously we've been friends for so long. Mm-hmm. So when I listen to my podcast, I literally feel like I'm on the phone with you. And sometimes I'll have opinions that I need to share. So I'll pause the podcast, call you, and then like take over and pretend podcast with you then. It's like, I truly feel like I've Pleasantvilled myself into my favorite podcast.
That's a great reference because Pleasantville is like one of those movies that's giving Stepford Wives, which like we'll get into. It's like same era, same like 50s nostalgia that like for some reason really gets us both like revved up. We love it. We love.
I love Pleasantville and I love Stepford Wives, and I can talk about that all day long.
So let's just do like a quick like headlines. What's going on in the world? I'm just going to start at the very tippy top. Kanye West.
Oh God. I literally saw this like minutes before.
Yeah, and I go, oh girl, that's added to the outline. Don't you worry.
Don't stress.
So Kanye West just debuted a shirt at Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, that says White Lives Matter. Also, Candace Owens was there and also was wearing the same shirt. So if that gives you any indication,
I mean, rewind it back a little bit. I don't know if he posted it yesterday or the day before, but he posted like a dream board and it had like young Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, all kinds of people on it. And everybody was like, is this his model lineup? I'm like, babe, I promise Beyonce is not walking in a White Lives Matter show. I know very few things in this world, and I know that to be 100% certain.
Yeah, I don't think Beyonce. So you know how she had that birthday party a couple weeks ago, and it was like a really big deal that Kim and Khloe were there. I'm like, I don't even think Beyonce was there.
No, I didn't. You know what I mean? Anything. I
like
didn't see anything about that party. I've only heard about it on TikTok.
Yeah, it was like people just leaving the party, and I'm like, I feel like Beyonce didn't even go. I feel like it was just a party for her, and like. Because I was so crazy. But anyway, so Kanye wore this fucking shirt. And I have to tell you guys, Gracie and I defended Kanye from the to the depths of hell.
A little too long?
Yeah, we were defending him a little too long. Like, we are the ones that are like, you guys don't understand. He lost his mom.
He's a genius. He's an artistic genius.
He's an artistic genius.
It took a turn. When did you jump off? When did you jump ship? I know when I did, but when did you?
I really, oh God, it was so hard for me when he did the whole like what did he say about
slavery?
Yeah, when he started
a choice.
Yes, when he was like, they could have left. I'm like,
yeah,
I was like, that's a take.
It was the MAGA hat is when I started to depart. Because that was like before Trump was elected. It was like during like voting time, and I was like, "Oh, mama!" Yeah. And that's when I started listening on incognito mode. I was like, I can't openly support this.
No,
but
no one will know when I listen to Homecoming. Like it's very top secret. But
separate it.
Yeah, this is like, I just can't I'm just tired. I've reached my limit with him. Because it's like in these times, we really can't be doing this.
It's to me, it's so tired. Like, it's so obviously like a grab for attention, and like, we get it, you're bipolar. There's many people in this world that are bipolar that don't wear White Lives Matter shirts, and
who have
it's just
such a
like
big platform and like are taking photos with Candace Owens. It's just so I'm just tired of it. It's just played out and it's really dangerous and it's pathetic. And
it's lame.
Sometimes I'm like, ugh, I wish Kimmy wouldn't divorce him. But now I'm like, get the fuck out of there, please.
I know. There's like on TikTok, I'm going to reference TikTok about
yeah, she's a big TikTok girl.
It's just where I get literally all of my information.
Okay, that's good to know.
But there's a TikTok that was like showing pictures of like when they first started, like Bound 2 era.
And when they were on the motorcycle?
Yes. And and I just like forgot how amazing that period of time was. Cause like he's a crazy nut and I do not support him, but he did bring Kim into the fashion world.
He elevated that entire family. Like, I love how we were like, I'm gonna cancel him. I'm sick of him. He elevated everyone in the family. But he did.
He literally brought them up.
He brought them up. He got them on the cover of Vogue. Like, that was a huge deal.
That was crazy.
No, that's actually really crazy. And do you remember that photo shoot with North?
Yes, when she was a little baby and she was like crawling around the dress. She was such a cute baby.
Oh my God, she was like a beautiful baby. Like, I still look at Kim Kardashian's wedding photos because I think that wedding is truly one of the most beautiful weddings I've ever seen. And one of my favorite pictures is of the girls all in their dresses. Do you know what I'm talking about? With Kanye, and they're just like looking at him like,
no, but like
it gets me.
That wedding was the blueprint. Like, did you ever see
the Balmain dresses?
Did you see a flower wall before that wedding?
Never. And now they're everywhere.
Give credit where it's due.
But that was then, and this is now.
Canceled.
We do not support him.
But that wedding was stunning.
But that wedding was really stunning, and Kim's fashions have gone to the wayside.
Also, this is my last thing I'll say about that wedding. They went to, oh my God, what's it called? Versailles.
Mm-hmm. They got shut down.
That's crazy.
I think it was the second time in history Versailles has ever been shut down. Like, the power that Kanye wields,
oh my God,
is really crazy. Are you
you see my sweater?
Oh my God.
For those listening, not watching, I am repping my favorite Instagram account, favorite podcast, Bravo Historian. You can get it at, I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure the link is in the bio.
Just go to my link in bio. That's so funny. I wore my own sweatshirt the other day and I felt like such a fucking loser. I was like, this is so embarrassing.
No one, I don't know if it's because like I'm generally off-putting in the way that I look, but nobody talks to me about anything I wear. But like this one, I am kind of like, I'll push my titties out and be like, somebody ask me. Yeah. Somebody ask me what this means. I want to promote. But no one does, alas.
Oh, alas. So let's talk about Kanye. I feel like we give him our due. Okay, this story, I can't explain to you what joy this brought me, and I know that it's not going to be a popular opinion that it brings me joy because he sounds like a little terrorist, but Prince George told his classmates, basically, back the fuck up. My dad is going to be king one day.
Right.
Like, you can't be acting like this.
Honestly, retweet. Know your words, Prince.
That's hilarious to me. I have been dying to know, like, if they really understand. Like, what do they know? Do they understand? Like,
I mean,
and I can't believe he's 9 years old. Like, he's a baby Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Like, he's gonna be the Mad King, and I can't wait.
1,000%. I saw that headline and I literally smiled ear to ear because number one, know your worth always. Like, you need to know where you stand in the room always. Like, are you a top dog? Are you a bottom dog? Like, where do you lie? Me, I'm always a bottom dog. Good to know. But it's just something you need to be aware of. And like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Like, your dad is going to be the king. So if someone is stealing your pretzels, if someone is stealing your pretzels, let them know that they will be guillotined. Like, bring them to task.
I would tell everyone.
Oh, I wouldn't shut the fuck
I would
up.
not shut the fuck up.
Like, my
It's so funny.
I mean, my dad literally worked for like a telecommunications company, like nothing crazy. And I would tell people when they piss me off, like, my dad's gonna shut your phone off. Like, what? Crazy
It's
girl?
giving Gresham Wieners. Like my
Oh,
dad,
yeah.
the inventor of toaster strudel, would not be happy about this. And I love that. I love that little Georgie is like telling
Love
his
it.
classmates like his dad is going to be king. You better watch the fuck out. It's really
I love that whole little, like, I know like the whole British monarchy is bad news bears
Deeply
and
problematic.
deeply
Mm-hmm.
problematic, but like as somebody who consumes like entertainment and just pop culture,
Yeah.
I am obsessed with knowing like the dynamic of that family. Did you see the video of William flipping out on a photographer on a bike?
What?
Oh, how did this is why
Was
you need
it
to be on
recent?
TikTok. It was, I don't think the video was recent, but it came out recently. So he was on vacation with his family, like where all British people vacation, which apparently is like a dark gray woodland. Like they never go to a beach. They're always like in a
You'll
forest,
never see this family in the Caribbean.
like overcast, like mountainous. I don't know. It doesn't look fun to me. But anywho,
it's like where they bring their hounds.
Not their hounds.
You know what I
but
mean?
yes, and he was riding a bike and he rode up to a photographer and he starts like cursing at him. And he's like, "You're following my fun." I can't do a British accent. You're following my you're following my family. Like, how dare you? And he gets on the phone with his security and he's like, "I've had a run-in with a pap." And it's iconic. I'll find it and I'll send it to you later.
That's really hot. That was like when Tom Hanks did that with Rita Wilson a few months ago. He literally almost beat the fuck out of a paparazzi because he was like, "Get the fuck back."
I just wish like one time like Will would defend my honor. Like
Will, the thing with Will, okay, so for listeners, Will is her boyfriend, her longtime love.
Yes.
Her partner.
Oh, I don't like that term.
So the thing about Will is that he is about 6'5",
6'4" or 5. I don't know.
Okay. So if he ever got angry, it would be like the Hulk.
Yeah, but he like doesn't. Like
I know.
there was
I think men of that
incident,
size just can't.
They just don't. I mean, Danny's a big boy. They just don't get angry. And can I say his name?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. I thought I just really
I mean, like, don't give his address, but yeah, you could say his name.
Oh my God, that really spooked me for a second. But there was an incident when I was walking our dog Baloo outside, and this man started like following me, and like it got a little scary for a minute. And like I came upstairs and I was like almost in tears, and I'm like, Will, like I don't like this man's following me. And he was like, you should just get pepper spray. And I'm like, why aren't you like going outside and
finding him
and killing him
and like, hunting him down?
He did find me a Bluetooth pepper spray, which I did purchase and carry with me.
What do you mean a Bluetooth?
Oh my God, I'll tell you all about it. It is connected to my phone and you put in contacts. So if I ever spray it, it notifies the police and 2 people, and then it's like a geo tracker, so it like shows where I am.
That's interesting. So you would have
to the wise.
Okay, but wait. So you would have to pull out your phone and press spray?
It's the spray is oh my God, Sam. The spray is in a canister that is connected that has Bluetooth. What? Do you think I've got a Bluetooth phone, like a bear spray phone case? Are you well?
I was like, that doesn't sound very like logical or make a lot of sense. Wow.
Oh, no. I would spray myself on accident so many times.
Oh, same. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm embarrassed. Okay. No. So what was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought.
We're talking about Prince George.
Yeah,
men not defending us.
Oh, yeah. Men not defending us. I mean, welcome to 2022. So I have a theory, and I want to know your thoughts on this theory about the royal family. I think George is going to abdicate when it's time.
Okay. Why?
He doesn't give king energy. He just doesn't. Charlotte, however,
the 7-year-old,
queen energy. She is running that show. She is telling those boys what to do. She literally, there's literally so many clips of her being like, looking at George and being like, now you clap. Like, stop. Now you bow. And I just think George is like off in the clouds. I think he's I just can't see it for him. I don't see it for him.
Does it bother you that we may not live long enough to find out?
What?
I mean, think about it. Like, so Prince.
I'll be so fucking old.
I know. We're going to be really old. Because I thought about this the other day. Because I was like, oh, I can't wait to see like da 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 da. So King Charles is what, 80, 70?
70 something.
Let's assume they all live to 90. So that's 20 years. We're 50. And then at that point, Charles takes 50 over.
In years.
Yeah, dog. We are 30 years old.
I hate it here. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
And then we have, what's his name? Charles William. Then we have King William, who will be 60. Right? I don't know.
No, my mind is literally exploding.
I'm doing rough math. So
no, and then we'll be
gets to be king for 30 years. So then we're 80.
Oh, I'll be dead by then.
Yeah, I don't think I'm making it past like 31. The way things are going,
it's not looking good.
It's not looking great.
Oh my God, that's really upsetting.
I know. I had this whole like out of body, like meta, like my age, like I'm not living forever, and then somehow like the royal family came into it.
Of course,
so I don't know if we will see that.
Wow. Yeah. I would really love, because William was looking really good at the funeral, I must say.
I think he's like working on his like hair and like the bald. Like I think he just needs to lean in.
Did you see it's coming for Harry?
What? Is
the bald? It's coming. There's a lot of photos. It's really thinning at the top.
Oh,
there's a huge spot in the back. And I'm like, Meghan, girl, you got to get on it.
Okay, I mean, at that point, just shave your head. I don't understand men who claim to it. When shaved head looks really good. Like, yeah. I like a shaved head.
I do too.
So to all 4 men listening, shave your head.
Yeah, for all the men out there listening to this podcast, you're a huge part of my demographic. Please shave your head.
I think it's great. It looks better than balding.
It does. Well, especially because William has that like baloney thing going on. Like it's just the hair. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, baloney?
Yeah, they call it like a baloney spot or something.
I don't know if that's a thing.
It's a northern thing. Okay, look it up. Maybe. I just say that whenever Gracie and I have like a difference in like thought, I'm just like, I live in the north because she's a southern girl. And one of my favorite things to do when I talk about Gracie is I mimic her accent and I make her sound like a hillbilly. And she really doesn't have a southern accent. Not really.
I don't. I do. Sometimes it
comes out.
Like if you're around your family and like they have southern accents, it comes out then. If you're drunk, for me, it can come out. If I get angry, I like stutter and have a southern accent, which is not a great combo.
No.
But I mean, I'm from Atlanta. I'm not from like
you're not from like
Arkansas, Mississippi. Like a lot of people in Atlanta don't have accents because we're an international hub.
Okay. Okay, so next up, and I really want your thoughts on this because I found this to be very interesting. Hurrdat, who you and I have talked about before, just separately.
Yeah.
She's slamming the movie Blonde because she feels like it fetishizes women's pain.
Yeah.
But I do want to note that she's not seen the movie. So honestly, if Hurrdat and I have anything in common, it's that we like to talk about things that we've never seen that have strong opinions about.
Right.
That's the only thing we have in common.
Yeah.
Anything else? No.
What I've seen of Blonde, I don't need to see it.
No. And what's really upsetting about this is that, and this is a perfect segue to get into Elvis. Yeah. she perks up. So the things that I've seen about Blonde is that Ana de Armas is amazing in it. Like she looks incredible, she sounds incredible, she's giving the performance of a lifetime. But the movie's horrible. And they depict, I saw, and I thought I was being trolled.
Oh, so did I.
I really thought it was like a spoof.
Same. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a bad joke.
So I had to read the comments and stuff.
Tell them what it is. Tell the listeners what it is.
So she's in the garden and
the
rose garden, and they're depicting her having a miscarriage, but they're like showing you the fetus in the womb.
Yeah.
Like it's taking you along almost. It's giving
you're not
Magic
even like
Bus.
You're making it better than what it is.
I'm trying.
You're doing them a favor. So it is Marilyn in a rose garden with a pregnant belly. She hears a child's
voice. Rose garden?
I don't think it's at the White House.
Well, she was there, so I was just wondering.
She was there. No, I think it's a rose garden.
Okay.
And she hears a child's voice, and it goes to her embryo with an unborn baby, and the baby is like, "Don't do what you did to me last time," insinuating that Marilyn had an abortion. Yeah, and she's like, "I didn't want to, but like, you're not that baby." And then the baby's like, "I'm always that baby." And it's so like anti-choice. Yes, it is so horrific. And like it literally, like, I gasped for air because it was so insane. Also, she didn't have a bump, so I don't know what kind of baby is like fully formed in the mother's stomach. And none of it made sense. It was obviously made by a man who's never met a woman before.
That's how I feel a lot of movies are. Because you also saw the movie Mother, which is which is like, honestly, that movie traumatized Jennifer Lawrence. She said she was like, I will. No, Gracie, you went and saw it, I believe, in theaters.
Yeah.
And were disturbed.
No, I'm an avid AMC A-lister. I go to the movies all the time. I love the movies.
We'll get to that also as well later in the podcast.
I know my AMC etiquette, my theater etiquette. I never talk. I never make a noise. I barely move. She doesn't
pull out her phone.
I don't pull out my phone. I don't do anything. Watching Mother in theaters, I was yelling. I was like screaming. I was like, what is going on? Like, I looked over to the couple next to me. I was like, what is happening? Guys, why are we all like reacting to this? Like, people were leaving. It was that movie really, I didn't see movies for like a few months after that.
It really fucked people up. It was really bad. And I mean, it fucked Jennifer Lawrence up. She's even talked about it where she's like, I'll never make a movie like that ever again. But I also think she's married to the director of the movie.
I thought they were just, I don't know. I kind of stay away from Jennifer Lawrence because I really didn't like her for a long time. But I think
she went away.
I think it was internalized misogyny that I didn't like her.
No, Gracie, it wasn't. She was really annoying. She's even admitted that herself. She was like, I had to go away. Like, she was too much for people.
It was the pizza. I love pizza. Like, we got
like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. I rant about this on this podcast all the time about celebrities trying to be relatable. It's like my number one thing. It's my number one mission in life to get them to shut the fuck up.
Because like, Mila Kunis, relatable, I'd call you. I don't I don't need that. I want to see a star.
A star.
Yeah. What did Mila Kunis do?
Well, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are making their way up the top of my most insufferable couples list.
Mm-hmm.
I need them to shut the fuck up. They are talking about how they don't have doors in their house. First, a couple months ago, they did talk about how they don't bathe their kids, which I remember that. I remember. Very weird. And then celebrities really started to out themselves, being like, I don't either. And I'm like, you guys this is weird. Like, you don't have to talk about this. No, and also, like, I don't need to know that.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, literally don't give a single fuck if you don't wash, Tallulah. So, yeah, she's saying that they don't have doors in their house because they, like, don't believe in that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's also weird. Like, very strange.
Like, what do you mean you don't believe in doors?
Girl, I don't know. But so, yeah, I do have to say, like, I agree with Hurrdat. I do think that there is becoming a turn in the crime area where people, I think, are now starting to get off the crime train. Like, they're kind of getting tired of, because this whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing too.
Yeah.
Where people are starting to really realize, like, I don't want to listen to this. Like, these are real people. These people have real families. And to, like, I mean, there was a certain podcast that I used to listen to where, like, the women would, like, make, like, weird jokes. They'd be like, about the people. And I'm like, this is really strange. And I understand, like, I do love a Dateline episode. I notoriously, like, love crime stuff. But it is starting to turn a little bit. Like, where it's like, how much is too much? I think a documentary is a little different than, like, Evan Peters playing Jeffrey Dahmer.
I think it gets a little sticky when, like, actual families of victims are being like, no, we don't want this. Like, that's, to me, where I get, like, icked out. I know what podcast you're talking about. That one, the only episodes that I haven't listened to them in years. Yeah. But, like, I like cult ones. It's just when there's, like, violent crimes. I feel like it's odd to, like, make a giggle,
Yeah, read the room.
Read the room.
You know who's reading the room?
Who?
Selena Gomez. Keep an eye out for Selena.
Whisper Queen.
Yeah. Oh my God. my sister in Whisper.
Can you tell them how you sing?
Okay, give a little backstory into my sister in Whisper. So a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I think, we were in a group chat together, me, Gracie, and our friend Matthew, and Ivan, and chaotic group chat. And Gracie started singing and in a voice memo. And then Matt started singing, and then I decided to join in on the fun, and I sang as well, giving a voice memo. And the response that I got from these clowns,
y'all, it was so like sexy. And,
like, I really wasn't even trying.
It was like, my handsome self. And like meanwhile, like I'm doing Broadway. Like it was
she's doing A Star Is Born, she's doing Hamilton, and I get on there and I do Can't Keep My Hands to Myself. And
oh my God.
I mean I could, but why would I want to? And they were like, Sam, do you whisper sing? And I was like,
yeah.
Do I? And I kept trying to sing, and it was like it kept coming out as whispers, and it was really it was embarrassing. But anyway, so my sister in Whisper has called for kindness to Hailey Bieber because Hailey Bieber went on Call Her Daddy, and I feel like that interview could have been a little bit more like, I don't know, juicy. And the interview did come out like a week or two before Selena is dropping her documentary, which was been 6 years in the making. Yeah, that's a long fucking time, and I can't wait to see it.
That's our whole friendship.
What?
That's our whole friendship.
Oh, I thought you meant Selena. I was like, it is?
No. We don't really talk about Selena a lot.
No. Ivan loves Selena, but we don't really talk about her.
I'm not passionate. Like
you don't keep your eye out for Selena.
I don't keep my eye out. Is not out for Selena. I wish her all the best in her journey of
endeavors.
But like, she's not for me.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, I just thought that was really nice because I do think people need to chill out a little bit. And I have said this before on the podcast, like people that stan Jelena need to get a grip on reality.
Like, that's the weirdest thing.
It's and to scream at Hailey. I felt so bad for her at the Met Gala. Like she was standing there on the carpet and people were screaming Selena at her.
Oh,
this was last year. This was not, many moons ago. It was very recent, and I would literally have a breakdown.
Did you ever see the video of Justin and Selena like trying to buy crack or something?
Excuse me?
Oh my God, that is a great video. That is.
They're trying to buy crack?
No, yeah, they're like in apparently like a known area where people buy crack, and they're acting like very bizarre and like dodging cameras and like running away. There's like a whole like conspiracy theory that they were like on like crack together.
There is a huge conspiracy theory about that relationship. I
believe it.
Okay. So maybe you do keep your eye out for Selena.
Maybe I do. I mean, if she came out and said like, you know what, Justin and I, in fact, we're doing crack and it's not a healthy relationship, I would be a little more open to welcoming her.
You want to have honest conversations.
I do. I just want honesty.
I do too. And I do think that there was something, happening there in that relationship. Yeah.
I mean, look at Demi. She won't shut the fuck up about all the drugs she's done.
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts about Demi. Like, I feel like her team exploits her. And now that she's with Scooter Braun, 100%. And I think her parents do as well. But that's a conversation for another time.
Love her YouTube documentaries.
Oh, I just watched one last week.
They're really great to have on the computer, like while you're working. So I recommend if you haven't seen. They're free on YouTube, which is
there's multiple episodes and they go quick.
They do. They really fly by. And then the last one, it's crazy because she did the big one. Like her first one came out, and then she like came out with the second one and was like, "Oh, that was bullshit. I was high the whole time.
I was a liar.
An accident of my overdose." And it's very intense, and I like that. I like vulnerability.
Yeah, she's very vulnerable, but sometimes it's like not her choice to do that. I think it's a team.
I agree. Yeah.
speaking of YouTube, let's get into the reason for the season, why you are here. So Gracie's a big YouTube girl. I've never met someone who loves YouTube more than this girl. She follows them all and closely. Like she's got her close eye on the YouTube life. Her and I used to be like, I don't want to admit this on this podcast, but in the time, in the heyday, we were following everyone. We were following Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, that documentary that came out that Shane did of Jeffree.
I tried to buy the palette. I tried to buy that ugly thing. And I got booted right off that website.
Fucking ugly. Do you remember the merch? The pig
the pig with the dead eyes? Like I was like, need it. What the fuck are you gonna do with that, girl? Like, where are you going with a dead pig backpack? You are 30 years old.
We were so bamboozled.
Oh, we were down.
We were led astray. But so if that gives you any inclination, oh my God, the day of Dramageddon, beauty YouTubers, you'll come on and we'll maybe do like a recap about all of that. Because
I introduced you to Trisha Paytas.
You really did.
I've been following her for a million years.
Years ago. You introduced me when she said, "I feel like a chicken nugget."
It rings true, but she's had a baby, and we're very happy for her.
Malibu Barbie
Paytas.
Okay, so the reason you're here is you're very, very invested in the Try Guys.
Okay, the way you're saying it sounds like an insult, and I need kindness. Here, let me explain. I have this condition mentally where I hyperfixate on things.
Okay.
And I sometimes hyperfixate on YouTubers, and it's just easy because I can watch it while I work. And I'm not kidding, for the last like 4 months, it's been Try Guys. So like when all this happened, I was still like in the throes of it. Do you know who the Try Guys are? Do I need to like do a full
give a full background check on the Try Guys? Because I know who they are, but I don't know if the listeners do.
I'll make it quick because I don't want to like go on for half an hour about it. But the Try Guys, it's literally 4 guys. It's 4 guys. They came from they started at BuzzFeed back when like BuzzFeed had a chokehold on YouTube. Like they were
2011.
Yes, like very like mid, like early college for us. Like if Disney princesses were real, like that stupid shit. Like
we did a lot of quizzes. We did a lot of.
Oh my God, the quizzes.
Yeah. It was like which Christmas movie are you? Like and if I didn't get Elf, I was rioting.
Oh, I would like retake them until I got what I wanted. But
I'd be like, which one will give me the answer that I want?
Yeah, like which Gossip Girl are you? Like, obviously, I'm gonna be Selena, and I will retake it until I'm a carefree, beautiful model. Anyways, so they came from BuzzFeed, where they had their series Try Guys, where it's like Try Guys wear heels for the first time. Try Guys get like manicures. It's like guys.
And didn't they try like contraction machines?
Yeah, so that's when, so like a few years into, I think like 2 or 3 years into it, they decided to leave BuzzFeed and create their own channel called Try Guys. And then their first big one was Ned was, well, I'm like, I don't even know where to start. There's 4 of them. There's Keith, Eugene, Zach, and Ned. They all have very distinct personalities. Keith is like the really, really funny one. You said he scared you. He has glasses and a big mouth, but he's my favorite. Eugene is amazing, like this artistic superstar. He's also the gay one, and he's like in the fashion world. Like he went to the Met Gala. Like
he's very fashion-y, like very chic.
Yeah, and then there's Zach, who's like the little dweebus, really funny, like him too. Yeah. And then there's Ned, and Ned's entire personality from the jump, like from BuzzFeed, was like, I love my wife. I'm a husband. I love my kids. Blah, blah. Like,
I remember when they started, him and Ariel weren't married yet. Like, he had just met her. So it was like, if you've been following since then, it's like you watched their whole relationship.
Oh, and like they had like spin-off shows like on the channel together that was like, we remodeled our house. Like the first series that went viral for the Try Guys was like Try Guys like delve into like fatherhood. And so they did one where it's like they mimic birth. They put like a contraction machine on and like water breaking, all of that. And that like blew them up. And like at the end, he's like, I just want to be able to empathize with my wife, Ariel, because I love her so, so, so much.
And Ariel is so beautiful and so sweet. Yeah.
She's stunning. Like, she's very beautiful. They have 2 kids, like little kids. I think they're both under 5. I think like one's like 4 and 2, maybe.
Oh, yeah. They're super little.
They're very little and they're very cute. And so the Try Guys new channel ends up being really successful, and they have like a whole company. It's called Second Try LLC. I looked this up. And they have like an office. It was on
it's like
architectural.
Legit.
Yeah, it's Architectural Digest. Like, did a tour of their new office.
Shut up.
I'm not kidding. It's like a big deal. And so, and Ariel designed it, because Ariel is a designer.
And she got a feature in Architectural Digest. Icon. Okay.
And so they have like the date night cookbook Ned and Ariel do. Like, their whole like brand and like what they've made money on is how much like of a happy family they are. And so the company's big. There's people that work there. And one of the people is
the company's big. There's people that work there.
I don't know how else to describe a successful company. They have salaried employees. And one of the associate producers, her name is Alexandria. And I've never liked Alexandria. And I know everyone's going to say this because hindsight's 2020, but I'm not kidding. Like, I have a sense about people.
You really do.
I knew she was rotten. I knew it because you can tell, like, she wears like a lot of crop tops. And I'm not saying a lot of crop tops, like, does not make you a bad person. But I'm saying, if I've never seen you cover your belly button, maybe you're not the best. I don't know. Just call me crazy. Call me nuts. But anywho, so it comes out, when was it? It was last like Tuesday. And it was this was like a crazy day.
Crazy. Gracie was furiously like messaging me. She was like, "Did you see what's going on with the Try Guys?" And I was like, no.
Because it hadn't been anybody else. Like, because you asked a very good question. Well, let me explain the cheating and then I'll get into this part. So it is on, I see it on Twitter first. I don't know where it broke first, but basically somebody saw Alexandria and Ned at a club in New York making out on the dance floor. And somebody DM'd it to Alexandria's fiance. She was also engaged. She's been engaged. She's been with that guy for 10 years.
10?
10 years.
Oh, literally. My heavens.
And so the person, it's DMs from the fiance's point of view. So people think he leaked it, which is like iconic. And like, I would do the same exact thing. So respect to him.
I hope he did.
I think, no, everyone thinks he did. Everyone is like, he definitely, because it's from like, the screenshots are his point of view. Like, you can see his bubbles.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's him.
Yeah, it's obviously him. And so they sent it and they're like, where was this? Were they alone? Da 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 da. And like, they're going back and forth. And then it leaks. And then people start like putting pieces together. Like, somebody saw Ned at the Harry Styles concert with Alexandria and they took a picture. And so they have the picture from that night and they line it up with the other picture. And they're like, it's the same shirt. And they're going through like her pictures and like, this is the purse. She wears this purse all the time. It was
like investigation discovery, full hands on deck. Like,
and I was watching it live, honey. I was on the front lines.
You were on the front line. You basically broke the story in my opinion.
Whenever you shift like a subreddit from like hot to like new, so you can see new posts coming in, welcome to the front lines. Okay. You are getting some content. And then honestly, I didn't really believe it until.
No, that's the thing. Yeah. There was a period of like 2 hours where everyone on the internet was investigating, but then there was also people being like, this can't be true.
Yeah.
There's like, no way this is true.
This is ridiculous. Like, Ned has like 2 young children. He obviously is obsessed with his wife.
Off like a really good guy.
Yeah. He went to Yale. Like, he's
well. If you go to Yale, you're a great person.
Oh no, my AirPod is dying. Is this a joke? Okay, I'll just go to one AirPod. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound
okay. Perfect. Sorry. Anywho, so then the Try Guys Instagram comes out and it says, should I read it?
Please.
Okay. I don't want to mess up my words because this is like,
this is serious.
Life.
This is someone's life. As earlier we were like, Justin and Selena, we're looking for crack.
You were doing crack. Okay, it says Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys. As a result of a thorough internal review, we do not see a path forward together. We thank you for your support as we navigate this change.
That broke the internet.
When I saw this, I was moving, and so there's movers at my house. I literally stopped what they were doing, and I said, guys, do you follow the Try Guys? Like, do you know who the Try Guys are? No, obviously, because like they're normal people. And I explained the whole thing, and then I read this to them, and they're like, "Ma'am, can we please leave?"
They're like, "Please." They're like on your couch. They're like, "Can you like let us move this, please?"
Literally, it broke the interwebs.
It did. It was everywhere because people were like, "There's no way. There's no way." And then when they came out with just like Ned is no longer working for the company, it was like, "Holy fuck!"
Confirmed everything,
and then what happened?
Like, I think like maybe like, I don't think it was even a full hour.
It wasn't. I swear it was like they went up almost at the same time.
Yeah. Ned posted and then tagged his wife and the Try Guys, which was like kind of a weird choice. He said, family should have always been my priority, but I lost focus and had a consensual workplace relationship. I'm sorry for any pain that my actions may have caused to the guys and the fans, but most of all to Ariel. The only thing that matters right now is my marriage and my children, and that's where I'm going to focus my attention. First of all, before we even dive into that, there's no such thing as a consensual workplace relationship when one of you is the boss.
Nope.
Like, I don't care if she was.
That is your subordinate.
Yeah, no, that doesn't exist. That is literally like, I don't know if it's up to rape, but like, I know it's like sexual assault, harassment.
It can get really messy.
Oh, and if she has a brain, if she has a thought in her head, she's going to sue them.
And like you said, she was engaged. He's married, has 2 little kids. He's admitting to having this consensual workplace relationship, whatever the fuck that means. But also there's rumors that this has been going on for a year.
Yes. That's
like this wasn't a one-time smoocheroo after a Harry Styles concert. This is like a full-fledged affair.
What would you
with
do?
Someone who, what would I do if I was who?
You were like a new mother and your husband, like, honestly, but like, think about it, he's not gonna be able to like find, like, this affects
their life
forever. What do you do?
Oh, I just know me, and I could never get over it. Like, I could never, no matter the amount of therapy we go to, no matter how much like he begs and forgives and pleads, like, I just know I could never let it go. I will always be thinking like, what is he doing? Where is he going? Also, I would be so fucking resentful that he fucked up the bag. Because also Ariel has stuff going on at the Try Guys.
Yes,
they have stuff going on with the Food Network. Like, they have big deals going on. Like, he risked it all for some young puss.
Young what, Sam?
Puss.
Oh my god. Disgusting.
That, I know, vile.
On Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, sorry. Welcome to the show.
Young puss.
I don't know why I said that. I just like really haven't been feeling well for the last week. It's been really bad. Anyway, so young puss. I need to go to jail. Okay. But so I truthfully, it would be a really hard decision because like you have 2 little kids, but like I would leave him and monetize the fuck out of this for myself. Like, I would lean so far into this, and I'd be like, my husband left me. This is how we get even, girls. Like this, like, I want her to become a fucking star.
Yeah.
And she also put out a statement.
Oh, yeah. Let me read that.
I felt really sad for her.
Did you see the paparazzi pictures? That was obviously like pre-set up. Oh my god. This was a few days ago. I can't believe I didn't send this to you.
No, okay, yeah. So fill us in what's been going on since. Like,
nothing really. It's been pretty quiet.
Except for the paparazzi.
Well, yeah. The podcast, like the Try Guys do a podcast called The Tripod, which is like such a clever name.
I really hate that name.
I think it's so
really
funny.
Disgusting.
Because they do videos.
Well, they really are a tripod.
Podcast. Yeah, now they're a tripod.
Yeah. Like,
but anyways, and then like some of the Try Guys, like Zach and Keith, have been like liking a tweet here and there about the whole thing. But Eugene has been dead silent because, you know, like I would give up almost everything in my life except for my dog to be in the room when they confronted Ned, and like just to hear, because like Eugene would drag him to hell in like the most calm, collected way. Like Zach would probably cry, but like Keith is also like a great guy with like a big
good
heart.
Guys.
He's obsessed with his wife in like a normal way, not like a making money.
These are the guys that, like, if you were like, if I could feel safe in a room with like 3 guys by myself, you'd pick these guys. So it's like really weird. And this was probably a really hard thing for them to navigate because, like you said, this is a subordinate. Like, this is a girl. So this isn't just their friend who they want to be like, what the fuck, dude? They also have to be like, follow HR protocol. They have to like do the whole thing. It's not just like 4 dudes and a camera on YouTube anymore. This is like
can't fire her.
Right.
Because then,
but I'm sorry, and this might be a hot take, but fuck her too.
My thing is like,
this is so disgusting.
I think it's very, very gross. I think if they did have like a full relationship, then like you made many conscious choices, because she had met Ariel. She had like been around their children. She had like edited videos of like their like, I just think it's like a wee bit nasty. But let me read Ariel's statement.
Think about this. I just put this together. So their youngest baby, I think, is like 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
If this affair started 12 months ago,
oh my God,
she had a 6-month-old.
I mean, the saddest part is Ariel has said before, like way before all this happened, she was like, I'm insecure because I'm older than Ned. And like, I just, you know, want to stay like attractive to him, and then he cheated on her with like a much younger girl,
like in her early 20s.
I think she's like 25. But this is what Ariel said on Instagram. She said, thanks to everyone. This is Ned's wife. Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone who has reached out to me. It means a lot. Nothing is more important to me and Ned than our family, which is incorrect grammar. And all we request right now is that we respect our privacy for the sake of our kids. But then a few days later, in the most like staged like TikTok star called the paparazzi to be seen, they're like walking to their car together. They're not holding hands, but they're both wearing rings. And they're like smiling. And it was very like, I saw some girl on TikTok and she was explaining the halo effect, where if somebody is getting really, really bad press and bad exposure, sometimes they'll make them be seen with someone who's getting really, really good attention to like shine their halo on them, to like make people back off a little bit. But this one had the opposite effect, because it was like, this is
very obvious.
Yeah, like we don't like being played as fools.
No, we're not dum-dums. But Adam Levine also did this.
Did he
after that whole? He was seen with Bahati, like a day or 2 later, and they were dropping their kid off at preschool, and they were acting like everything was fine. And I'm just like
never given less of a shit about anything. Like, I don't care.
Also, it wasn't like, it was a shock in the sense of like, oh my God, like when you're watching the video, you didn't know who she was about to throw up on the screen.
Yeah, that was like, whoa.
That was whoa. But then when you think about who Adam Levine is, like, you're like, this doesn't really shock me.
Like, he apparently like DMs a lot of girls.
Yeah.
A lot. And apparently they have an open relationship. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, she gives me the vibe that like she's not like okay with it, like just like don't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Like you can do that, like because she feels very cool and chill and like whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that's like my motto in life. Just like don't embarrass me and you can do whatever you want. Not like don't like go hook up with other girls, but like
right. I was gonna say, Gracie, you would flip the fuck out.
Just don't tell me ever. Like, just keep your mouth shut. I never understood the people that are like, confess, like, I hugged a guy too long. Like, shut up. Who cares?
Yeah.
Move on. Anywho, that's the Try Guys stuff. Their podcast is coming out on the 6th. I think they're going to talk about it. So, not to promo another podcast, but Tripod, October 6th.
Well, I might have you come on as a correspondent.
Oh my God, really? After I rambled like this, I'm so embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. Oh, you'll have major, what's it called? Vulnerability hangover after this podcast. It happens every single time.
Well, I don't think I talked about anything personal.
You'll still have it.
Oh, okay.
I get on here and talk about these ding dongs every single day, and after I'm like, exposed myself. But that's like a Scorpio problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you about something very interesting.
Is it Elvis? Because I forgot that we didn't talk about it.
Oh, it's coming. Don't worry. Don't you worry, Gracie.
Okay.
You have a lot of interesting thoughts about a lot of things, but I'm very into your thoughts on Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh, okay. I
Because you've seen it.
saw, yeah, I saw it on Saturday. I went by myself because once again, AMC A-lister, hate to brag, but it is true. It is what I am.
Yeah.
And I had been moving the entire week,
Wait,
and I told,
what do you get at the movies?
oh, like what snacks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked because I actually want to bring this on to a national platform. Where the fuck have Milk Duds gone? Because
What?
I haven't had Milk Duds at my past 4 movies, and they are
They don't have
not.
them?
No, and don't make me go to Target before the movie. Don't make me do it.
No, you
I
want to
don't
go. It's
want
a one-stop
to.
shop.
Yeah, like I want to
I
spend $14 on Milk Duds.
No,
Okay.
that's the thing. I am a firm believer in not bringing your own snacks to the movie. Like, I want to spend the money at the movie.
Yeah, just lean in, treat
Lean into
yourself,
that
have
experience.
fun.
You spend that much on a cocktail. Spend
Exactly.
that
It's
on
a
a
night
back
out.
milk dud.
It is a night out.
It's a
You don't
family
need to
night
justify it
out.
to anybody. You do
Some
not need to
good,
justify it.
some good family fun. So milk duds are MIA. Good to know.
Yeah,
But
Milk Duds
also,
are my, but those were always my go-to.
I think you were going to bring up the Crunch a Bunch
I
hack.
don't like Crunch a Bunch. Oh, your weird hack that you told me about that I was like, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah, let me tell the people really quick.
Okay, please do, because I'm disgusted by you.
Yeah, but then we asked your friend and she goes, yeah.
Yeah,
What you
Kayla
do.
was like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
because you
do.
were truly sick. Like you were like, I can't watch this movie with
I've never
a
heard of it
freak.
before.
Okay, so what I like to do is I like to get the Crunch Bunch,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't like it hard.
Mm-hmm.
I like it so this doesn't sound right coming through like an audio
Yeah, you don't
platform.
like it hard, girl.
I don't
Go
like
on.
it hard.
Speak on it.
So what I do is I take the box of Crunch Bunch and
Mm-hmm.
I put it under my leg or in between my leg or
It was never
somewhere.
under my leg. It was
No,
never
I know it
under
was
my
definitely
leg.
in between my legs, but not like near like my crotch. Like it's just in between my legs, like if I cross them. And I like to get them warm and melty. And then I eat them. And I told Gracie about this and she almost called the police. And then I looked at her friend Kayla and I said, do you not do this? And she was like, no, I definitely do that. And I was like, thank you, Lord. So please DM Gracie, harass her.
Don't.
Please.
Like, it doesn't melty chocolate on your fingers. I don't like that in a movie environment.
I do.
like
I
clean.
suck my fingers.
What is going on with you right now?
I don't know.
What did you say earlier?
A puss? A young puss? Okay, so what do you get? So you did get milk duds.
No milk duds. I get a medium popcorn. I eat 1/3 of it. Never, ever get close to
finished.
I get a largest they got icy, and I mix
what do you get? A Coke or a?
I mix Coke with cherry. I alternate. And then the candy varies. I got a Twizzler when I saw Don't Worry, Darling, and I put it in my slushie, like thinking that was a cool hack. It's not. Don't do it. Something weird happens in the ice.
Does it get hard?
It gets hard, but there's a film that comes off of it. Something weird happens. I'm not a chemist. Don't do that, you guys.
You're not Willy Wonka. You don't know the chemistry.
I'm not Willy Wonka. So I
used to try to slurp like my drink through a Twizzler, and it never really worked.
Holes in them.
Yeah.
So they don't have holes anymore. And then this time I was like, I'm gonna go out on a limb and get some like mini Kit Kats. There was like little mini Kit Kat bites.
Oh, I
opened the bag. They were individually wrapped. So I had to individually.
You're lying.
I swear on my life. I did individually wrap. I only did it like twice. I was so embarrassed.
Well, because it's loud.
Yeah. I just switched my AirPod again.
That's really disturbing. That's more disturbing than my Crunch a Bunch hack.
Totally.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on Don't Worry, Darling? Because it's not getting very good reviews, but I also have a lot of thoughts on that. People are really roasting Harry Styles, and in my mind, he can do no wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what people want from him. I also think people just like love to fucking hate. Like they love to like lift people up only to tear them down, And I just think that that's really annoying. So what are your thoughts?
I thought as like someone who just wanted to go see a movie, like sometimes I don't even go see the ones that are Oscar nominated because sometimes I don't want that. Sometimes I just want to see a movie. I just want to be like taken on a ride. And I really, really liked it. I thought it was beautifully shot. I thought costumes were stunning. I thought the idea was very unique. I haven't seen anything like it in a long time. I thought Harry did absolutely fine. I don't think he's my king, Austin Butler, by any means, but like I also don't think he was trying to be. I think he was a rock star trying to like dive into a movie. Like I don't think he's really coming for Leo's brand.
Right.
But Florence acted her, what did Taylor say? Shout out to Taylor Hawkins. She acted her POQC off.
She did.
She did. She carried that movie.
She is truly one of the rising stars. We don't have many, but she really is. And the thing is not every movie has to be like Oscar nominated. Not every movie has to be, you know, moving and touching. And give me a mid-budget movie.
Oh yeah.
Stream Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. I mean, if you want a good time.
I've still never seen that.
What?
I know. We'll watch it in Detroit.
We will. Oh yeah, because you're coming into town. That's
woo.
Never been. You're so excited.
I've been to Detroit. I like on a I got trapped there once in the airport. I slept.
Okay, I mean like to like not.
No, I've never been outside the airport of Detroit. But yeah, I think it's a great movie. I think if you want to go have like a date night or take yourself on a date night, like I do all the time. Like I'm going to go see another movie on Wednesday. It's great. It was fabulous. Congrats to Olivia Wilde. Were there plot holes? Yes, quite a few. But close your eyes.
Yeah, if you watched And Just Like That, you can watch Don't Worry, Darling. The plot holes on And Just Like That were
like go outside and smell some nature. Like get over it. Okay.
So let's talk about Elvis before we sign off.
Okay.
Nothing in this world brings Gracie more joy than Elvis Presley.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Specifically Austin Butler as Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
I went to North Carolina to visit her for her birthday, and we went and saw Elvis. And when I tell you, I mean, I've talked about it before, but like the movie moved us.
It changed my whole life. The chemicals in my brain were shifting.
The serotonin was bouncing off the charts. I will say Tom Hanks in that movie is absolutely bananas. But Austin Butler really gives a performance of a lifetime.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, girl, my AirPods are failing me. I'm so sorry to the listeners.
You're switching and flipping over there.
I'm sorry to the listeners. This was last minute. You told me 8 hours. I couldn't get an Amazon microphone in time. But I have to talk about Elvis. Is my audio okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Great. The chemicals in my brain changed, and I understand the feedback people give when they say Tom Hanks ruined it. I will say this counter argument. Okay. Roll with me here. If Tom Hanks wasn't in that movie, I would have been humping the ground of the movie theater. Tom Hanks brought me back to planet Earth every time I saw him on screen. Because something bad was happening within me.
No, the way that I would look over at Gracie and her mouth would just be open, like stars in her eyes.
Yeah.
And like when we would just get like the glimpse of Austin Butler's shoulder, like doing a little a little ooh.
It's the wiggle.
She was a feral rat.
I
do agree that like you needed a Tom Hanks saying my boy as a cooler.
Yes.
Like you needed him to bring you back down to planet Earth to make you not hump the floor. I sent Gracie a TikTok, I think, of Austin Butler. It might have been a TikTok or a tweet of Austin Butler a few weeks ago. And literally it had just delivered. Like it was like barely out into like the ether, the cloud or whatever that's called. Like she just got it. She just goes, he can rip my tits off. Like didn't pause, like there was no pause or delay. And I go, what? It was the funniest thing ever. Because it's true. And you've seen it how many times?
I saw it 3 times in theaters and twice since it's been on HBO Max. I will say, I will give an update here.
Please.
Like I'm cooling down a little bit. Like it's starting to come down. I've noticed in the last like 3-ish weeks that like I'm starting to return to planet Earth because it was like.
Well, I think your algorithm has maybe cooled off a little bit.
I mean,
feeding
I was
you
going feral. Like I was staying up late and like I was watching YouTube tours of Graceland. Like
you went full Elvis.
I went full. I'm being Elvis for Halloween, but I think like Austin Butler, like take away my deep physical attraction to that man.
Oh.
I think Austin Butler, I don't think I've ever seen anybody like embody somebody else so well.
Not since Joaquin Phoenix did Johnny Cash.
Never saw it.
Wow.
Sure, it's great. Walk the line.
It doesn't make you as horny.
Yeah.
It's like a lot darker, which is oddly, it's weird. You and I talked about this. I really wish we got a little bit more fat Elvis in that movie. You didn't really get his downfall. You didn't get any like Linda Thompson, which I found really frustrating. Because I do think like she was a really big part of his life. Like she decorated Graceland. Like,
no, she decorated the jungle room.
Okay, that's a really big deal. Excuse me. That's like, it's like the main room.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know what we covered.
My DMs are open to discuss anything Elvis, anything. Like I would love to talk to somebody about Try Guys because like there's only a few people that I like will one listen to me and then two like understand what I'm saying, and I feel like I'm like wearing those relationships then. So if anybody really just wants to talk about it, DM me.
These are your people.
Yeah.
If they listen to me talk on this podcast, we'll DM you.
At Gracie Bullet EIT. I know. I was gonna go now, but I do.
She told me today that she's. What did you say? That you're a private woman?
I live a private life.
Yeah, you live a. Yeah, she told me today. I go because I always ask my guests before they come on how they want to be introduced. Like I always want to make sure I get pronunciation correct. Blah blah blah. I told her this, and she just goes, "I live a private life." Tell me, Gracie. I was like, okay. So
if you request to follow me, and like this is cool. If you request to follow me, I will look at your profile and I will see if we are compatible in any kind of way before I accept. Because I don't want people to come into the Gracie community, which is 1,200 strong. I don't want
Gracie strong.
Yeah, Gracie strong forever. Like, but if we have nothing in common, if you're
right.
You know, Blue Lives Matter, like you're not gonna get that.
I don't think anyone on this podcast is Blue Lives Matter, Gracie.
Sam, you have a huge audience, and if you think that not one of them is Blue Lives Matter, then you may be incorrect.
I just don't see that for me.
Well, they won't follow me, but if you're cool, you might get the accept. Who knows? You might not.
Are you really private?
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You got to protect your peace as a double cancer.
Exactly. And I go on like rants on my stories that like, frankly, I don't want a lot of feedback on.
Before you go, I do want to talk to you about this because we haven't actually discussed this at all. Like you and I, not even on this podcast, but what's going on with your running?
Oh, my 8-minute mile promise.
What's happening there?
So if you don't follow me on Instagram, which you probably don't because I only have 1,200 followers.
And she might not accept you. So you might not ever know.
Yeah. I was in the middle of moving and like sometimes I just get on Instagram and I just talk like we're on a FaceTime. It just brings me peace and joy. And I decided to pledge that in 6 to 8 months, I would be able to run an 8-minute mile. And for context, I don't run at all. Like I can barely go upstairs. And so I don't know what made me do it. Do I regret it? Yes. Do I think I'm going to be able to do it? Maybe. I'm going to go for a run after this. It's going to be my first run of the series. But
take them along on the ride.
I mean, I'm going to have a highlight talking about it.
Absolutely.
I think it's just very healthy for me to have a very like, not that this is attainable, but a very like numeric goal. Like I am trying to run 1 mile in 8 minutes. Like, this is what I'm doing to do this. It's like, I'm not like going to be like, I just want to get fit. Cause like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, no, I want to be able to run 1 mile in 8 minutes. That is incredibly fast. That is like, it's really,
that's really quick.
It takes me 24 minutes to walk a mile right now. So I got to cut.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, my thing, how I used to tell boys that I was talking to that I was a runner.
Y'all, Sam would tell boys that she's dating, like new boys, that she's like, oh, they were like, what did you do today? She's like, oh, just got back from a great run. This girl's never run.
Never run. I would also like if they would text me. I have never done this with Danny. Like I have been fully honest Abe over here. Because also he would like be like, Sam, you're lying. But so like if I ever like started talking to someone new, like I wouldn't text them back for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, you like
oh yes. It was psychotic behavior. And then I wondered why like no one liked me.
One time, this will be my last thing, I swear to God, and then I'll like let you hang up on me. What? One time my ex-boyfriend, he was like trying to break up with me, but I like really wasn't letting that happen. And he was like, you need to like come get your stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm coming.
Yeah.
And I told him that I would come after a gala that I was going to.
Crazy.
There was no gala, but I did do my hair and makeup as if there were a gala.
What did you wear?
Well, I thought about doing Rent the Runway, but I decided that was like way too much.
That was too far. You couldn't like financially invest.
I brought it back. I brought it back in, and I just said like I'm gonna run home and change because this dress is really uncomfortable. And I just like went in like a hoodie and leggings, but like full beat, like full glam, full hair. And surprisingly, it didn't work.
It did not work. Remember when I got kicked out of a man's house? During The Bachelor? Guys, we've lived a life, okay?
We'll talk about dating because
we'll talk
stories.
Yeah.
I hope I get invited back.
You definitely will. This is so much fun. Tell everybody where they can find you again. Plug yourself.
You tell everybody that. I listened to every episode. This has been so fun. But has this really been fun? Be honest.
Yeah, I always have fun with you. You're like one of my best friends.
One of?
Oh my God.
Okay, guys, you can follow me at Gracie Bullet, GracieBulleit.
Perfect. That's it.
Bye, guys. Sammy.
Oh yeah, bye.